Hi everyone, Thomas here and welcome back to another video. So today I'm back here for another speed build, and today we're going to go ahead and create this home called INGLEWOOD Cottage. So if you'd like to go ahead and download this for yourself, it is up in the gallery now. My origin ID is real Thomas TV1. So this home is actually from a floor plan. A viewer called The Secret Season on Twitter went ahead and sent me this as kind of like a thing because, well, I actually built this a little while ago. I did this voiceover once, but I redid it. I'm going to explain that in a second. Anyway, so she sent me this kind of floor plan, and I was kind of just in the mood to build, but I wasn't really too sure what. So I kind of just asked for suggestions on Twitter, and a bunch of people sent me ideas, and I got this one here, which also has a picture attached to it. So I'll insert a picture of it now, so you can kind of see what I based this lot off. Now, you can kind of see from the thumbnail and looking at that picture like how different it is, and that's just because when I follow floor plans I never really, or even just like in a picture of an exterior or something, I never really like to kind of completely copy it. Not that, you know, it's a bad thing to copy it, it's just that I'm kind of at a point in my building skills where I kind of just know what I like to do, and I can kind of come up with different things each time. But saying that, sometimes if I'm building a lot, I can end up, you know, just having similar structures in all my homes. So I do like to look at these sometimes just as a basic inspiration to kind of as a starting point for a build, but I'd never really like to fully copy it just because it's kind of tedious to do that. And anyway, so she went ahead and sent me that, and I really liked it. So you can kind of see how it's like an autumn theme. I just really love building in autumn in this game. I don't know what it is, but like nearly all of my builds I've done so far have been in autumn. I've done like 1 or 2 in winter and maybe 1 or 2 in summer, and spring as well. So I should really do some other ones as well in other seasons, but it's just a really nice season. It's my favourite one in real life, and it just looks really nice in game with all the colours and stuff like that. So that's what we're building today. So another really exciting thing about this is that I actually got a Max's favourite on the gallery for this lot, which is really exciting. It was actually my 7th Max's favourite, which is crazy. Don't know how on earth I got that many, and it's funny because I've mentioned this a few times, but I've been uploading on the gallery for like 2+ years, and I've never got one Max's favourite until maybe like a few months ago, and then all of a sudden I'm getting one nearly, you know, every few weeks, which is crazy. So thank you The Sims for that. And yeah, so I'm trying to think what else I was going to mention. Well, I'm actually put a little card on the screen, you might have seen it towards the beginning, of kind of just information about the build. So it came in at 51,802 simoleons, has 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, a build on a 30 by 20 loft in Willow Creek, and it took me about 35 minutes to build, which is no time at all, but that's just the case with these type of builds. People always ask me about this, about, you know, how I build so fast, and it's just practice, and I have a few kind of tips and tricks and things like that, so I'll actually made a video about this. It was kind of just like a general tips and tricks, how to improve your builds, how to build faster and things like that. So I actually made a video about that. So I'll leave a link down below if I remember, or maybe a card on screen if I remember. But it is on my channel. I didn't do it that long ago, so you might easily be able to find it. And yeah, so talking about that, I'm actually going to be doing another kind of 2 more tutorials. I actually kind of left like a poll on Twitter about this because I've been getting requests to do a roofing tutorial and a landscaping tutorial, but some people have also been asking to see kind of like just an overall start to finish house building tutorial, which I think would be a really useful idea. So I was kind of thinking, well, what should I do? Should I do these roofing and landscaping tutorials separate, then go ahead and do this full house tutorial, or should I just miss out those 2 separate videos and just do one big tutorial? But most of the people actually wanted to see the 2 separate tutorials first, which I think might be a good idea. So maybe if I don't explain something very well, which is, you know, probably going to happen in that, you know, big house tutorial, building tutorial, I can't speak, then it might be a good idea to kind of refer people back to that build so they can video, so they can kind of see a little bit more in detail about it. So I think I'll do those 2 first. And yeah, so right now we're just working on the exterior. As you can see, we did a little backyard area. Now, what always ends up happening is when I do these little 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom homes, I always kind of not really forget. I just don't tend to do a backyard area. I don't know why, but I just never do. So that's what we're doing here. There's no back door entrance. Now, you would have probably saw me a little bit earlier there, kind of struggling with trying to kind of get the door in to go to the backyard. But I really want to just kind of keep this as small as possible, so I could really kind of clutter it up inside. What I normally like to do for these type of smaller homes is just try to make the inside as small as I can, because when I do that, it means it's much easier to kind of just make it really well decorated and cluttered and things like that. Because when I do my mansion builds, you know, I still clutter it up a little bit, but I don't really get the chance to do it as much as I would kind of like to, because I'll be there all day if I did that with mansion builds. So when I do it here in these smaller homes, it's just a really good opportunity to do that. So I do try to make them as small as possible. So when I'm doing that, I never really tend to think about the backyard area. So I did that in today's build, but just wasn't really the space to put a back door, so I just had a little pathway going around to the back. And yeah, so right now we're working on the interior, as you can see, and since this build took me like 35 minutes, like I said, I think I included all the footage for this build. Yeah, I don't even think there's one jump cut in this entire footage, so that's kind of good, I suppose, because I get people asking me to include more of the footage, because what tends to happen is that I'll normally kind of show you a little bit of the landscaping, and maybe a little bit of the floor plan, but really I cut that out a lot of the time, just because it's kind of tedious. It takes me a long time to get it right, so I always just cut it out, just to save a bit of time in the speed build. But since it took me no time at all, I thought I'd include it just so you can kind of see a little bit more detail how I do it. And I also think that goes for the bathroom as well, so you will be able to see how I do the bathroom in today's build. Especially with the manager builds, I never include the footage for the bathrooms in my mansion builds, just because they're literally all identical. Literally every single one has the same wall covering, the same flooring tiles, the same furniture. So, you know, it's just, well, I say furniture, that doesn't sound right for a bathroom, but you know what I mean. So I just tend to not include that because they're all the same. They're really boring and you've seen them before, so I just tend to not include them. But I decided to include it today, like I mentioned, so you can kind of see how it looks. And yeah, so I didn't really kind of stick to any specific packs in today's build. I kind of just did what I want, really. It does include more season items than, you know, the other ones, but you can see there we've got jungle adventure kitchen items, we've got backyard stuff, I think. Yeah, I think we do. We've also got, let's see, jungle adventure. Did I just mention that? I don't know, I think I did. Parenthood and spa day there because of those candles. Cats and dogs, and there's some other things as well. Sometimes I might end up just using one item from one pack, so if you don't have it, it's not really a big deal. But yeah, so right now we're just working on a little bit of clutter, as you can see on these shelves, and that's pretty much it for this kind of, you know, big main living area. Then we'll go on to do the bedroom, which has the glass roof above it. I don't really include the glass roofs as much as I want to, really. I feel like because it's a new item, I feel like I have to use it, which is not the case. It just doesn't, I don't know why. Sometimes I feel like I have to include it, but then it doesn't really fit in the right, and then I feel like, oh, it's a new item, so I should be using it, you know what I mean? So, we're just working on a little bit of that now. And yes, so we're pretty much finished with the build. We're going to be going on to the screenshots in just about a minute's time. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping this voiceover up here. But I really hope you enjoyed today's build. If you have any more kind of floor plans like what this viewer did here with this build, or any kind of suggestions, anything like that you want to send me, then feel free to do that. Probably Twitter would be the best place. My username is RealThomasTV1, which is the same as my origin ID, Instagram. All that information is down below as well. So make sure you leave a like, share and subscribe if you haven't. Go ahead and download this from the Sims 4 gallery. My origin ID is RealThomasTV1, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!